Hi, I'm John Davies, founder of the God-Given Genius Method. I guide faith-based entrepreneurs to discover their God-given genius, applying their gifts, strengths, and talents to build a hands-free business with a self-managed team. That enables them, they can live their calling and build a business that is aligned with kingdom principles. Today's topic is how to discover your God-given gifts. As entrepreneurs, or doing anything, we are not created to do everything. We were created to do what we are gifted to do, and then to work in community as the early Christians did, based on different gifts and different strengths. That's how we most successfully can work together. Most entrepreneurs try to follow a formula for success. Formula may be based on success by someone else. Problem is, that if you don't know or understand what you are gifted to do naturally, you won't be successful. You'll feel frustrated, lost, like you are going uphill most of the time. But you were endowed with your gifts before you were born. You were wonderfully made and are one in a billion. We are all so uniquely built, created. We are also uniquely gifted. No one else can do the things that you are capable of. You already have it in you who you were born to be intended. Your purpose is etched in your DNA and in your soul. Having that in mind, knowing that you are created so uniquely, is to understand what your God-given genius is. The God-given genius is your DNA. It is, as a starting point, out of Romans 12 with the motivational gifts, the 7 motivational gifts is a beginning. It is to understand what is your purpose and live the life that God intended for you to be. You have to know and understand not only your gift, but the gifts of others. And when you know your gift, you can build your life and your business around it. You will become who you were meant to be, and you will naturally attract the people you are meant to serve in your business. After all, we can't separate our business and life. So within that, if we live outside of our gifts, outside of our set of motivational gifts in particular, and we try to be someone we are not, we will be stressed out. We will be fighting upstream. This can happen if you are trying to copy someone else instead of being who you were born to be. Remember, your gift equals your purpose from God. The 7 motivational gifts, the 7MG assessment, is just one part of discovering your God-given gifts. There are many assessment tools out there that can help you understand your natural talents and gifts. In our coaching programs, we use, in addition to the 7MG assessment, we use the Success DNA to determine your leadership style, how you would naturally lead others. It is that we use the Clifton Strengths to assess your top natural strengths out of the Clifton Strengths 34. And it is to understand and learn of your approach in business is applying the Gallup BP10 or Builder Profile 10 assessment. When we look at your talents and natural abilities at all of these different angles and levels, we begin to understand how you were made and what you were made for. If you take some of the results from some assessments, you won't necessarily see a full picture of your abilities. It's kind of like taking a verse out of the Bible and saying, this is what God is all about. Or some of us have been talking about if you have 6 blind men that are trying to understand what an elephant is and feeling the elephant from different positions gets different results of what it feels like for a leg or the trunk or the ears. But that's only part of how the picture works. So to know a full picture of your abilities of what you are uniquely gifted to is how we use and how that fits into the God-given genius method. Why then, if it's so hard to understand our gifts, why is it so hard to find and understand our gifts if our gifts, our strengths, our talents are innately written in our DNA? Well, there are many reasons. Our understanding may be blocked or impaired. It may be blocked by the enemy, by Satan. And Satan, with other demonic activity, will be there in a way to block you from being successful. So our understanding of our gifts could be blocked because of our experiences. Those experiences that have influenced our thinking and decision can then affect how we perceive what we think may be our gifts. Or it could be a lack of belief. Those beliefs are thoughts that that's not who I am. That's not what I do. Or how can that possibly be me? Well, that doubt is also coming from the enemy. You could also be blocked because you are being attracted to the wrong thing. Those things, you could be attracted to idols, IDOL, idols of sorts of money, job, career idols from other sources. It is also possible that you could be constrained or blocked because you may be idle, and that's idle, IDLE. Some people are just lazy and don't want to do the extra work of understanding self-reflection. Part of that is communing with God to get a feeling of where God is guiding you. The world we live in is so noisy and distracting, it's hard to find time for reflection. Therefore, try and find ways that you can be quiet and listen to God. Because of this, though, with all of these distractions, with all of these blocks, it is for these and other reasons that people often don't know their natural gifts and talents. People do what they have been taught that they should do instead of doing what comes naturally to them. We should move from the should do's, must do's that others apply to us in order to discover what our natural flow is and what our natural gifts and strengths are. So how do we start to see what our gifts are without any assessment? Because it is possible if you will be more quiet in how you think or find quiet time and pay attention to your energy levels when you are doing things now or have been in the past. You will note that you will be most productive doing what you were born to do. If the alternative is you feel empty or de-energized, you're likely trying to be something that you aren't. So focus on when are the times when you feel most active? When are the times when you have been most active? When have you been most successful in your career or in group? If so, you're likely working in your gifts. You are working in your strengths as you recognize them, and then you may seek to learn more about them, to understand more of what your gifts and strengths are. If you are a business owner, or you lead a team, or your family, pay attention to your leadership style. What do you feel most productive? Most likely, this is when you are using your strengths. If you are working then in your strengths, you naturally bless others, those others around you, with who you are, because they will recognize your strengths. They will recognize the energy level at which you operate. On the other hand, the things that you are not as strong in doing are best to delegate to others. Things that might take hours for you to do something, if there's somebody that you know that has a different gift set that can do it, they may give you 5 minutes advice and it may just be so powerful for you. That's the importance of understanding your strengths and understanding the strengths of others. That's why it is also so valuable in not only discovering and understanding your own gifts and strengths, but also the gifts and strengths of those around you. But that's for another video. If you wish to know more about discovering your gifts and how to build your business around them, I invite you to check out our God-Given Genius program. I, as a minimum, invite you to check out the 7 motivational gifts, the 7MG assessment tool that we have available. It's time for you to start walking powerfully in your gifts.